travelers. Republicans blame Democrats for refusing to fund DHS, holding out for changes at ICE. Democrats proposed approving piecemeal bills to fund everything at DHS but ICE. However, Republicans say Congress must fund DHS as a whole. TSA agents are working without pay as sickouts and security lines grow. Democrats hope to at least pay TSA. Republicans ready to pounce in case something bad happens.
Members of the Coast Guard and Secret Service also not getting paid as U.S. faces increased threats during the war with Iran. America's listening to Fox News.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO comes from the Mortgage Gumbo Studios.
Your locally trusted home loan lender. MortgageGumbo.com.
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Gopher Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Gopher Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got game.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Grigri. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Grigri, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGrigri.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Grigri, where the potions and the programming and the magic's in the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
You know who's listening to the radio? Voters. Lots of them. So if you're running for office, this right here, great place to reach them. And it's not like social media where people are just swiping through ads. With radio, they're engaged. Plus, it's 1/10 the time and cost of video. Don't just campaign. Connect with millions all over the country, even thousands in the smallest communities with radio. Be on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Welcome. My name is Paola Pedrosa, a medium and the host of the Ghost Therapy podcast, where it's not just about connecting with deceased loved ones. It's about learning through them and their new perspective. Listen to the Ghost Therapy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek with David D. Squared, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here's D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth! This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with... There's nobody in the studio with me. This is so weird. All right. Scungy, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he got abducted by aliens. DJ's got a project to do. It's Dean's birthday, so happy birthday to my brand new teenager. He's 13 now. Great googly moogly. I don't know where the hell the time went, but we had a great started off the day at K1 Speed, racing go-karts. So that's how you start the day. Then we went and ate at Outback, and then I took a giant-ass nap. And so now I'm here. So I'm ready to do a show. I don't know, Scungy's texting. Yeah, oh, that's right. He's at the convention center right now. So Scungy is not with us tonight. So it's just me. So let me lay out the show for you. I got a interview with Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson with Bloomberg News. These guys are doing a podcast on iHeartRadio called The Sixth Bureau. Now, this podcast is almost like it's like a spy novel in podcast form, but it's all real. So I didn't even know what the hell the Sixth Bureau was until I listened to this podcast. Apparently, it is like the CIA version for China. It is their, special investigative arm. So like the CIA, FBI, Gestapo rolled all in one because, it's China. And so apparently, we all know they got spies living amongst us. What they've been doing is apparently most spies don't leave all their personal notes, and I'm using this word legitimately, the dude kept a diary. And just like a 12-year-old girl, he had a diary with all the names and places and dates and times, all the things he had done. And needless to say, someone found it. And now it's a bonkers podcast. So give that a listen. We're going to talk with Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson later on in tonight's show. And we are streaming live on ye old Facebook page, The Week in Geek Radio Show. And we're also on our Twitch stream at Twig Radio and on YouTube at Twig Radio. Sorry, Twitch is Twig_radio. And YouTube is at Twig Radio. Don Cooper in the mix. What a time to heckle Dave. What's new, Don? That's all you do, man. You're just a big meanie head. All right, but first, let's do this. And now, your top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by the Viridian Tea Company. Find them on Etsy. And now, your top nerd news stories. All right, so topping us off tonight is, here you go. Let the music wash over you. Enjoy the pageantry and gala that is the Oscars. Oh, my. So, the Oscars are in full swing right now. I'm not a big Oscars guy. I could give, take it or leave it, don't really care. It's just Hollywood, just slapping each other on the back going, yay, you're awesome, and you didn't get busted for child porn this year. Well played. Good way to go, Hollywood. So, I wish I could have seen Conan O'Brien's opening, because apparently he was bagging on Timothée Chalamet, Sean Penn, Ted Sarandos. So, yay for that, because Conan O'Brien is awesome. But one of the things I did see is I got it on here in the studio. Sinners, Sinners is up for I don't know how many Oscars right now. But they had the best scene in the movie when they kind of do that montage of all the music, and it goes back in time, and it's like just all the types of music from blues all the way to hip hop, and they just performed that entire scene on stage at the Oscars. So I'm trying to do show prep, and I'm just watching this thing because that was probably the best part of the movie. I mean, Sinners was just a phenomenal movie. And if you haven't seen it, what the hell is wrong with you? You need to go check it out. But that was a scene where it was you found the heart of the movie. And a lot of times it's hard to find the heart of a movie. And this one was just like, here it is, and enjoy it. And man, I enjoyed the snot out of that. All right, so the Oscars, so I'll be updating that live. We got Hollywood Reporter up there. They are updating it live. The winners list, apparently they just did the casting Oscar. I was not aware that this is the first year that they're doing casting. So, yeah, I don't know what casting, I guess you're to look at. You got the bad cast. Well, of course, it might be a suck-ass movie. But, look, I don't know what the hell they do over there in Hollywood. So, if they want to give out another award, well, good on them. All right. Now, as always, we always strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page, The Week in Geek Radio Show. And we're also on Twitter at Twig Radio and Instagram, The Week in Geek. But also, you got about 2 more, let's see, it's at midnight tonight, 11:59. You still have time to enter to win in the iHeartRadio Music Awards, where you and 3 friends could win a trip to go out to L.A. to see the iHeartRadio Music Awards. It's going down March 26th. You can watch it here locally on Fox 8. But if you want to try and win tickets, all you got to do is open up your iHeartRadio app, go to WRNO, and click that red talkback mic and just say iHeart Awards, because it ends tonight. The last that you can, 11:59 tonight is the last time you can enter to win tickets to the iHeart Awards in LA. Plus, you get $1,000 spending cash, and who the hell doesn't want to use $1,000? I could borrow $1,000. You can loan it to me if you don't really want it. But so you've got that. So when you click that red talkback mic, leave a message saying why you should be picked, and make sure you say iHeart Awards. You got to say iHeart Awards, otherwise it doesn't count. But also, what you could do, you could click that red microphone button, and something magical like this might happen. Let's listen. Be a part of the show. Download that free iHeartRadio app. Go to News Talk 99.5 WRNO and click that little red microphone button.
Well, hello there.
And you too can be a part of the show, just like this.
David Ford, BBC World Service here on behalf of McDonald's, who is proud to present their new Happy Meal, the Faces of Death Happy Meal. Get these great execution toys like the Iron Maiden and the guillotine.
Look, Bobby, I'm beheading Marie Antoinette with the guillotine.
Treat your children to a meal they'll never forget at McDonald's.
Next time, it could be you. Download that free iHeartRadio app, go to News Talk 99.5 WRNO, and click that little red microphone button.
Well, hello there.
The guillotine in children's play form. Every now and again, David Ford sends us a wonderful winner, and this one was a winner. He sent it to us last week, but last week we were at CoastCon, and to say we were kind of just doing a mad dash or just trying to get the hell out of there and get back home. Look, I was supposed to interview Vernon Smith, and I dropped the ball on that, so I got to reach out to him. He was one of their media guests of honor, and so I got to reach out to him because he wrote. He does Star Trek Lower Decks, which isn't my favorite even remotely, but I was kind of crapping on it. But I crapped on it to his face because that's how I roll. If I don't like something, I'll tell you I don't like it. It's just how it is. But he also wrote a children's book called The Littlest Streetcar. Now, I just told you Dean's birthday is today. He's 13. But when he was like 6, 7 and all that, I used to read him the bedtime stories. And that was one of his favorite books because he's a New Orleans guy writing a book about, streetcars. And so that was a fun little book. And I actually meet him. And as a parent, the funniest thing I've ever seen was just I told him we were writing down notes because Scungy and I had to do the opening ceremonies. So I'm having Dean transcribe stuff while I'm driving out to Biloxi. And I'm like, yeah, okay, read Vernon Smith's stuff. What has he done? He's like, he's done some IDW publishing. He does some artwork for the comics. He's Tim Lottie and Ghostbusters and yada yada. And he goes, oh my God! I'm like, what? What's the matter, son? He's like, the littlest streetcar. Nothing funnier than a preteen losing their damn mind over a children's story. So I got to reach out to Vern and get him on. But yeah, that was from our BBC reporter, David Ford, reporting. All right, when we come back, we'll continue. We got, y'all know how much I love Henry Cavill. He's friggin' back in the trailer news again. In the Gray with him and Jake Gyllenhaal. And Jake Gyllenhaal is using some, posh British accent. I don't know what the hell he's doing. So we got that scary movie, Street Fighter, and some news about Firefly? Oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. All right, this is The Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans is approaching a major milestone. 1 million students served. For 70 years, we've empowered youth with the skills to succeed in work and life. From financial literacy to career readiness, Junior Achievement is shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Now, with your help, we can reach the next million students. Donate today to build a stronger future for generations to come. Visit jagno.org to learn more.
Finally, mortgage rates have started to recede. This is Dwayne Stein of Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam, where we stir together rates, real estate, and smart home financing moves. If you bought a home in the last 3 years, listen up. With receding rates, this may be a real opportunity to refinance. Lowering your rate could reduce your monthly payment, freeing up cash, or getting rid of some of that unwanted debt, or paying off your home faster. So don't wait for headlines to tell you what to do. Let's get ahead of it. Visit Mortgage Gumbo, Dad Can.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard. Losing a loved one is never easy, and handling the legal side of things can feel overwhelming. At my law firm, we help surviving spouses and heirs navigate the succession process with clear steps, sound guidance, and a pace that works for you. We're here to help you take the next step with care, clarity, and experience that make it manageable. Visit wjblanchardlaw.com today to get started. What's your plan? Offices in Metairie and Mandeville. Filing number LA 2519458.
The world's best bull riders. 1 shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Indianapolis, only on Paramount Plus.
Wealth Builders is your one-stop shop for all things financial. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. on News Talk 99.5 FM for advice on how to make the most of your money and secure your financial future.
After a truck crash, our on-the-scene big truck team at Dudley DeVosier gathers evidence as soon as possible.
We break down the evidence to build your case.
444-4444.
James Peltier Jr., New Orleans. LA 2518995.
Are you ready for the soundtrack of your life? It's your music-loving friend Rick Dees right here on the free iHeartRadio app. Listen now, tell your friends. Rick Dees, that's all you do, search RickDees, and we're together again. Rick Dees on iHeartRadio.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Don't forget you can listen to previous episodes on the iHeartRadio app at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host D Squared along with nobody. They all bailed out on me, so it's just me, myself, and I. All right, so apparently the Oscars are still going on. Conan's on, but apparently the live-action short winner for the Oscars is, and I'm not joking, 2 people exchanging saliva. That was the title of it. Man, what the hell is going on over there in Hollywood? I seriously, I have no idea what the hell these people are thinking anymore. So that is what's going on with the Oscars right now because, why not? The Oscars. I don't know, jump in the chat. We're streaming live on Facebook, the Week in Geek Radio Show. I don't really feel like the Oscars are my direct competition tonight. I think people who are probably giant avid gamers probably aren't watching the Oscars. Maybe, I could be wrong, who knows. But they got a couple of good ones in there, especially with Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and Sinners in there. There's a couple of good movies in there. It's not all the artsy-fartsy crap that nobody gives a rat's ass about. But that's just me. All right, so let's get rid of the Oscars. All right, we're hooking them off the stage. I want to talk about Firefly because Firefly, it got canceled so many years ago, and it's still, we're not over it. And then they gave us a movie, and they did us dirty in that because it was a good movie, but something happened. And the reason I'm saying who's Oscar, Eric Ballard has entered the chat. You totally distracted me, Eric. Oh, Firefly. I'm not saying what happens in the movie. You know, I'm a leaf on the wind for a specific reason because I know Dean is probably listening to the show right now. And we just started watching Firefly. So we're on episode 3. And I already warned him I wasn't going to be like, wait till season 2. It really gets crazy. I'm not that much of a monster. I am a monster, but I'm not that much of a monster. So we're on episode 3, and then we're going to watch the movie, but he doesn't know about I'm a Leaf on the Wind. And so I'm curious because Nathan Fillion has been teasing us for quite some time about, it's time. It's time. So everybody's like thinking, okay, they're going to try to reboot Firefly, bring it back. Is anyone other than you paying attention to the Oscars? No. Not. I don't, you know what? I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are people that just live and die with the Oscars. I dated a girl back in college who literally would stake out the entire day. The whole family would get it and watch the red carpet walk into the Oscars. Now, that's some crazy-ass dedication that I'll never be able to wrap my mind around. But they were just like the Joan Rivers days where it's just like, oh, my God, who are you wearing, darling? You're gorgeous. It's like, but I'm all verklempt over here. So I don't know. Maybe I don't want to judge anybody for their choices on what they like to watch because I just think the Oscars are kind of rigged and, it's a whole bunch of, back padding, bunch of, what. I can't say the words I want to say, all right? Stop trying to get me in trouble, y'all. All right, Firefly. Back to Firefly. So it is going to be, well, you know what? Let's hear from Nathan Fillion himself because he took to Instagram and he gave us an update that we were all wanting to find out.
Of this moment, the word is out.
What is it?
We are going to try to bring back Firefly.
Try? I don't like that word. We're going to try. That you're not filling me with a lot of joy here. All right, so what else you got, Nathan? Give me something good, buddy.
This time,
okay,
we're going to animate it. Guys, bringing back Firefly. Crazy?
Okay.
Or not crazy?
Not crazy.
Crazy?
It's crazy.
Not crazy.
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 It's crazy, but it just might work.
Now, to do this, we would need Justice Blood.
So that's Alan Tudyk. I mean, how do we get around that? I mean, this better be prequel territory. There is no try, only Firefly 2.
I got it.
The rights from 20th Century Fox.
Oh, you got
Disney.
They got excited. They said yes.
The showrunner.
I got 2. Ooh. Tara Butters, Agent Carter, Dollhouse, Mark Guggenheim, Arrow, Flash.
Nice.
They're married. They met through Firefly.
A script.
Oh, still
We
fun.
got it.
An animation house.
Academy and Emmy award-winning Shadow Machine.
Oh, dang it.
The last piece we need is a home.
A home. A home.
A home?
A home?
A home?
A home.
A home! And for that, we need you.
Whoa, really?
Like this post.
Okay.
Comment on this post.
I liked it.
Repost this post.
Okay.
Tag your friends. Okay. Tag your family. Tag your enemies. I'm asking you to do what
Stop
you've
stealing my
always
lines,
done.
bro.
Keep Firefly lying. Oh, and I'm about to go pitch this thing, so wish me luck.
Good luck, Captain Tight Pants.
Captain Tight Pants.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck with that, Nate. Good luck.
Good luck.
As of this,
Oh my God. Okay, I love the dramatic music in the background. He amped it up. So apparently he was about to go into a pitch meeting. But all right, so I'm just looking at the feed. I mean, yeah, Firefly. We all loved it. I mean, Firefly was awesome, and it was on Fox. You know what happens to Fox? Fox just drops everything. It's like the land of broken series. It's just like, oh, you really like this series? Canceled. You like this series? Canceled. Space Above and Beyond. I still ain't got over that. That was in the early '90s, man. Come on, son of a biscuit. So. They had all had great careers, especially Alan Tudyk. But I mean, Nathan Fillion, Jesus, he went on from Firefly to do what? Castle. Then he's in The Rookie right now. That is still just kicking ass. What did I say? Post Serenity. Yeah. So I mean, they did well. And I mean, Nathan Fillion's awesome, but I don't know what this will be, because I mean, like is it prequel stuff? I mean, there was a lot of stuff we didn't do, but they explained the Reavers in Serenity, so you got the explanation about the Reavers. So does it pick up after there? If that, then why the hell is Alan Tudyk in the video? I mean, I'm very confused. I got all these feelings I got to sort out because Nathan Fillion wanted to tease us for a month, and now can I be like, yes, it's happening? I'm like, son of a. So all right. Carl saying it needs to be post-Serenity. Back up your claim, pal, because, I mean, like, that's the thing. Then why the hell is Alan Tudyk in the post? I mean, we're going to have flashbacks to his character? I'm actively dodging it. If anybody listening, wondering why I won't say his name, et cetera, because, you know, Dean and I still need to watch Serenity, so I don't want to ruin it. But I think it needs to be, it would be kind of cool to see the space between the Battle of Serenity Valley and him becoming the captain of the of Serenity. I think that would be interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying. So maybe an android or a clone. I don't recall them having that sort of technology, but you know what? That doesn't mean anything, because they didn't flesh out the whole freaking universe. I mean, you know, there was so much stuff left on the table. I mean, this was literally kind of like The Mandalorian before The Mandalorian, because it was a whole seedy underside, the common folk of the universe and the galaxy therein, with trying to hide from, you know, the Alliance, aka the Empire. And it was that sort of, those stories were better. I mean, you know, the man they called Jane, I mean, dear God, that is probably the greatest episode ever. And then, you know, just when he said, you know, I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you. I mean, there's so many great things that come out of Firefly. But you know what? I would think that time space between before River Tam and all of them get on the crew, and before Shepherd Book joins the crew, that if they had that little how they got in there, and then maybe you could do little time jumps here or there. I mean, because of what they did in the movie, it makes it a little wonky. And then, you know, I mean, the whole thing with River being just bonkers throughout the entire first season, you know, I don't know what their character arc was going to be for her, if they'd have ever gotten a second or third season. But I guess this is the debate now. When the hell is this thing going to be set? But yeah, I'm sure the answer will come out, Don. Yes, but this is why we're here, Don. We're here to discuss random facts and what could possibly be in the properties that we love so passionately, because dear sweet baby Jesus, Firefly has just been it's been stuck in the craw of every fan for the better part of 2 decades. So now that it's coming back, I kind of want to know a little more than just it's coming back, you know? They do not get most of the crew till the first episode. So if they do it before the first episode, what 5 people on Serenity? All right, well, all right. So you'd have, you know, Jane. You'd have Walsh. You'd have oh my God, I'm blanking on his wife's name, and then Captain, and then Kaylee. So you'd have that 5. So that's that crew. So, and there's nothing saying that, you know, they couldn't have little sidebar vignettes of, like, say, you know, River Tam and the Doctor, some of their prequel stuff. I mean, it's a cartoon, so they could kind of do whatever they want. I guess it's like a animated graphic novel, so you could kind of dig into some of the, I guess, the lore that we never really got a whole lot of, because you basically, this is one of the things I missed about Firefly, and one of the things I loved about Firefly. They didn't have a Tatooine, and they didn't always go to a friggin' sand planet. It was always some backwoods terraformed place, so it was terraformed, so they drop off colonists. But it was usually like, okay, well, here's some weird things that happen, you know, this new planet. We might all just suddenly contract boils and die. Or, you know, Reavers might show up. But it wasn't always just like, here's a sand planet, and yeah, sand. We love sand. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at. I think they could use that old crew and then bounce back and forth, because then we could get into the core planets, like the main Alliance planets, where it's just like the beacon of civilization at the core of the galaxy is the Alliance core worlds, and then the rest of the people, the people. So that's where we're at. All right, shoot. Oh, I almost said another bad word. All right, I got to take a break. Eric, think about how many different ways Star Trek Next Generation used Brent Spiner. All right, I got to catch up on the chat. All right, when we come back, we got Street Fighter. We got Scary Movie 6 in the gray with my favoriteest actor in the whole wide world, Henry Cavill. Because, I mean, I've never met an actor who couldn't act his way out of a paper bag. He's the best. I love me some Henry Cavill. This is the Week of Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO. It's the Oscars. Do you care?
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Gopher Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Gopher Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got game.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Grigri. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Grigri, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGrigri.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Grigri, where the potions and the programming and the magic in the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Call 844-844-iHeart. Again, that's 844-844-iHeart.
Finally, mortgage rates have started to recede. This is Dwayne Stein of Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam, where we stir together rates, real estate, and smart home financing moves. If you bought a home in the last 3 years, listen up. With receding rates, this may be a real opportunity to refinance. Lowering your rate could reduce your monthly payment, freeing up cash, or getting rid of some of that unwanted debt, or paying off your home faster. So don't wait for headlines to tell you what to do. Let's get ahead of it. Visit Mortgage Gumbo Dad Can.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Yeah, this is Sam J. Jones / Gordon, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. You better be listening. I won't. I will hunt you down, and I will find you.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, along with, well, nobody. Scudgy's working at the convention center, DJ is doing editing, and, well, it's just me. Ça c'est moi. All right, so we were talking about Firefly, and I'm getting a little, you know how I usually, I got the agita. You know what? So in the chat, we're streaming live on the Week in Geek Facebook page, the Week in Geek radio show. And in the chat, Carl, yeah, you know what? I forgot Ron Glass died. Dear sweet baby Jesus, almost 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, he was on Barney Miller. I used to watch that with my dad. So, I mean, that tells you something. You know what? I'm sure they could find somebody. How many times have they recast somebody? He had such a cool voice. And since it's going to be animated, I guess you don't really require the facial expressions. You know, that's on the animators. So if you get somebody who sounds like in the ballpark, I think they could pull that off. So, I mean, I guess that's a convenient way for them to just be like, he's not in the show right now. You know, but knowing these actors that the way I think we do, because I mean, who really knows these actors? But from what we can all gather, from they're all aces in most people's books. There's probably going to be some sort of nod to Shepherd Book. And honestly, I kind of want to know about the monastery he came from and his past life. Maybe they recast him. They recast him as a younger Shepherd Book because apparently he wasn't always a shepherd, as he likes to say. He wasn't always a shepherd, and so like he had a lot of knowledge about the underworld and things like that. But also to my point, I think it was Eric brought up about data, and I was saying I don't remember what sort of technology they had, but then I remembered the Serenity movie and the clip with the love bot.
Mal. Guy killed me, Mal.
Guy killed me, Mal.
He killed me with a sword.
Killed me with a sword.
How weird is that?
That's super weird. So I forgot that they do have some sort of high technology now because I mean, like, it's a love bot, but I mean, it's still like a bot. So I think maybe they do that. Maybe I'm a Leaf on the Wind gets transferred there. Okay, so maybe there's something there. Maybe that's what we'll do. And they'll just have to CGI him because then Alan Tudyk is no stranger to CGI. We all know that very well at this point. All right, I'm going to move off of Firefly for the time being, unless somebody pisses me off. And we are going to do Scary Movie 6, coming out June 12th. Per Don Cooper, he brought it up to me while we were at CoastCon. Is that sometimes if you're just listening on the radio, it's hard to, visualize what's going on with the clip. So I had to, because there's so many expletives in this trailer, I had to record it. And there's a lot of talking. So I think this one will be easy to follow along with at home. So here we go.
Guess who's back? Back again.
My God, he stabbed her!
He stabbed her!
Not her! My pronouns are they, them. He stabbed them!
We back.
There's a serial killer on the loose.
Hello, Tuesday.
I have been preparing for this for years. Hello, Mother. You look like
That's not gonna help.
Should we hug? I really want to, but I'm a Republican now, so I'm supposed to be racist.
Oh, girl, I think all white people are racist anyway. Come here.
Okay. Oh.
Hey there. We heard tell of a Halloween party. We're here to drink, play bad music, do some half gay
Why just half gay?
Oh, Jesus. Hey, Dewey's back!
Stop smiling!
Oh, he's back, too. Look, here's my pimp hand, my strong arm, my strong hand.
Severed arms! Be sure to thank him.
What the?
Little kids cursing is the best. Without me.
Somebody help! Help!
We on break, so you handle yours. I'll be right over here eating my falafel and my pork rinds.
Oh my God. All right, so every line will be crossed June 12th. I mean, they didn't hold anything back. And look, this is something that I think has kind of been going on for a while. We've seen more and more comics really kind of just taking to the comedy circuit and to the mainstream media wherever they can, and just kind of pushing back, because that's what comedy is. And I think who's your boy? Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. And it's her, and he's all like, look, you can call me either or. Eddie Izzard. I forgot what his other name is. But it's like, okay, look, you might be offended by this, but you know, it's designed to be comedy. I think that's something where, man, Jesus, toughen up, y'all. I mean, dear sweet baby Jesus, just toughen up. Not everything is about you, and not everything is offensive to you. I mean, good Lord. I'm not going to get on a soapbox. I don't want to. But Eric, oh my God, Scary Movie 6 is going to be the catalyst needed for the sequel to Tropic Thunder. That movie is the greatest movie. Booty sweat. I'm going to just sit here and drink my booty sweat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drink my booty sweat. That movie is the funniest damn movie on the face of the planet. I don't think we'll ever get a sequel to that, because, I mean, Ben Stiller, that was kind of peak Ben Stiller, and I'm not sure if they can go back to that again. It seems like a lot of the older comics are struggling to get back to that, where some of the younger comics are actually starting to sort of take up the mantle. There's a couple of comedians that pop up on TikTok and Reels all the time that are really kind of, I don't know, just slapping their own generation upside the head, you know, just and actively making comedy out of it. And it's much... I think when it comes from the same aged source, it's funnier, because they're sort of like poking fun at themselves, but also saying, hey, you know, it's just a joke, lighten up a bit. Sometimes when you get the older comics, they're not exactly in touch with that. Like they, you know, their fingers are not always on the pulse of the young. That's kind of why I have my kids around me, because they're always introducing me to either new slang and other random stuff, like apparently LARPing, which is what we all, us nerds who did live action role playing when we were doing, you know, vampire LARP or going out to the woods with boffer swords and playing, you know, live action D&D. Apparently LARPing is now just pretending to know how to do something. I'm just like, how do you get there? Like how does that work? You know, crashing out means, you know, getting angry. I mean, dude, I'm going to go home and crash. No, I'm not going to go home and get angry. I'm going to go home and take a freaking nap. Like, how did you guys get there? This is why there's a generational gap, which is why I keep my kid around talking about that. So technically paintball was LARPing. I guess you could say it was you could say it was live action G.I. Joe. Yo, Joe, baby. You know, so, but yeah. Oh, and going back further, I got to go back to Firefly again. CGI, yes. It's going to be a cartoon. It's going to be an animated adventure. So they've got an animation house already that's done a bunch of other good stuff. So there was a little screen cap they had of the cast, and it was just the main cast. Was Wash in it? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I have to go back and look at it during the break. But yeah, so I don't know, where the hell was I? I'm all off topic now. You see, I'm riddled with ADD. That's why I have other people in the studio to reel me back in like a squirrel. I'm like, ah! Oh, every line will be crossed. So just comedy in general. So I got a good feeling about Scary Movie 6, because I think it's going to piss off a lot of people, and that is always the mark of a good comedy. If people get all butthurt about a comedy, then they're doing something right. They're doing something right. All right, when we come back, let's see what else we got up here. Close that window, open up this window. Oh yeah, Henry Cavill. Yeah, we can wait on Henry Cavill. Screw that guy. But Street Fighter. All right, we're doing Street Fighter next. All right, this is the Week in Geek with D Squared on New Billy Crystal's on the Oscars. Is he singing? All right, I gotta go to break. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans is approaching a major milestone. 1 million students served. For 70 years, we've empowered youth with the skills to succeed in work and life. From financial literacy to career readiness, Junior Achievement is shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Now, with your help, we can reach the next million students. Donate today to build a stronger future for generations to come. Visit jagno.org to learn more.
Finally, mortgage rates have started to recede. This is Dwayne Stein of Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam, where we stir together rates, real estate, and smart home financing moves. If you bought a home in the last 3 years, listen up. With receding rates, this may be a real opportunity to refinance. Lowering your rate could reduce your monthly payment, freeing up cash, or getting rid of some of that unwanted debt, or paying off your home faster. So don't wait for headlines to tell you what to do. Let's get ahead of it. Visit MortgageGumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful. For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard. Losing a loved one is never easy, and handling the legal side of things can feel overwhelming. At my law firm, we help surviving spouses and heirs navigate the succession process with clear steps, sound guidance, and a pace that works for you. We're here to help you take the next step with care, clarity, and experience that make it manageable. Visit wjblanchardlaw.com today to get started. What's your plan? Offices in Metairie and Mandeville. Filing number LA 2519458.
Make WRNO your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app, powered by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers. Call 444-4444.
That's 444-4444.
Non-attorney spokesperson Chad Dudley, New Orleans.
Hey, this is Jason Douglas. Actually, this is Beerus the Destroyer, and you're listening to The Week in Geek on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Welcome back in to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host D Squared, along with nobody. They all bailed on me. It's just me, myself, and I, as De La Soul used to say. All right, so Billy Crystal, they're doing a Rob Reiner, I don't know, not a montage, but basically, you know, a in memoriam to Rob Reiner. And they had the whole cast of most of his movies, like Stand By Me and Princess Bride. Mandy Patinkin was up there. But they're also doing an in memoriam for, I guess, all the actors that we lost over the years. So that's a buzzkill. So yay! We're gonna gather and celebrate everybody's accomplishments this year, but also here's some dead people. Remember them? They're dead. Yay! Way to bring down the house, you stupid people. All right, Street Fighter. Now look, this one. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm thinking yet. I'll be honest with you. I mean, the cast looks good. I know Eric. He's jazzed about it because it's got a whole lot of MMA fighters in there. Once again, you're here with the chat. Thank you. I appreciate that. So the cast looks bananas, but also like the way they got Guile with the little flat top. I mean, they are leaning into the arcade version. So I guess that does give me hope that it'll be, you know, a little campy, but a little fun, and just have some kick-ass fight scenes. Because I think at the end of the day, that's what made Mortal Kombat 1 the greatest one that ever was, because it was a kick-ass soundtrack and kick-ass fight scenes. That's really all you need to do with fighting games. Just have a badass soundtrack and some kick-ass fighting sequences, and you're good to go. So let's take a look. All right, there's a lot of Chinese words in this. I don't know what it's saying because they didn't translate it for me.
We wanted to officially invite you. Do you accept a fight? Yeah.
All of us, we're going to do our best to honor the characters and to bring them to life in the best way they've ever been born.
Look at a practical set. I know you can't see it if you're listening on the radio. But
制作している監督はじめ、
and everyone
みんな
else
その
in
ス
the
トリートファイタ
production
ー大
all
好
love
き
Street
で、
Fighter.
自分たちと
And
同
our
じよう
fans
な
are just
フ
like
ァ
us,
ンで
which
い
gives
てくれてる
us
っていうの
gives
が
me
す
great
ごく
comfort.
安心材料の一個で。
Oh, dude,
We're all big
Vega.
Street Fighter fans.
I played it on my PS4, my PS5.
I was obsessed with Street Fighter. I just hit the button so fast and then see what happens.
すごく難しいことをすごくスマートに達成してくれてると思ってます。自分が知ってるストリートファイターはこれだ。
Zangief knows Street Fighter better than anyone.
Here's the guy who brought us a modern Street Fighter and who wants to play.
Oh, it's Cody Rhodes. I'll be damned. I didn't realize with the hair.
But it's
Oh my
definitely
God.
no fair. He knows things.
Come on.
Okay.
How much of that's his real hair?
One more.
I'm curious. Oh. 10/16. Geez, October already. Man, all right, well, that's not too far away. I can handle that. So, man, all right. I think it's in good hands. I'm feeling better about it. I'll say that. I do feel a lot better about it. And just seeing the cast, look, it should be good. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we'll finally actually get some good stuff, and I really feel good about the new Mortal Kombat because God, that reboot was trash. I don't care. Fight me. I don't care. It was trash. So there we go. Oh, speaking of trash, this is the greatest segue ever. Here's Henry Cavill. He's got a new movie out, and Jake Gyllenhaal. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Sometimes his movies are hit or miss. Sometimes I want to hit him. Sometimes I want to miss him. But sometimes they're not too bad. So I don't know. He's got this wacky accent in this one. So yeah, let's take a listen.
There is a situation here.
I assure you you'd like to listen. The alternative is very expensive.
Gary! Gary!
Get them out of my office now.
Gary, a moment. There are two versions of how this narrative plays out.
Exhibit A.
Gary waits patiently and quietly by the door.
Exhibit B.
Gary steps forward and you spend the next 6 hours sponging him off the walls. I know which version Gary would prefer. Gary.
Gary, shh.
Manny Salazar. He's not really the guy you loan $1 billion and expect to see it back.
You think you can recover it?
You know I can. And this job, when mistakes are made, you need insurance.
They're the pros.
Kids, don't say a word. Follow me. Bronco and Sid.
Bronco and Sid. Oh my! Oh, so they're it's like Tango and Cash. Okay.
We'll now solve it their way.
They collect
Love the
debts.
It's Silk.
Of course it is.
I just told you. It's Silk.
Oh, this will be fun, witty banter. Hey, great.
This.
All right, so, good Lord. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Sherlock Holmes and Snatch. Those are the people who are behind this. So, all right, Sherlock Holmes. All right, Snatch, okay. Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, still haven't seen it because it's on Stars, and I'm not going out of my way to watch Henry Cavill, sorry.
This is Salazar's island. The police are on payroll, and he has a reasonably experienced private army. Tick every box.
Tick every tuck.
Lube every wheel.
Lick every stamp.
3, 2, 1.
It looks action-packed, I'll tell you that much. It's looking good. Oh, Isaac Gonzalez.
Range 300. Weight 275.
Make your mind up.
250. Ram it, Janet.
Ram it, Janet. Where did his
They work
accent
between
go?
the moral and the immoral. The black and the white.
Where do they operate?
They operate in the gray.
Oh, that's why it's called In the Gray. I get it. All right, here comes their comedic banter. Here, watch this.
I foresee a problem. I am aware that there is a 300-foot deep untraversable ravine, but if you give yourself enough runway, build up some speed, and flap your arms like so.
It should take the bump out of the landing.
God, that was just stupid. May 15th. Okay, yay. So I'm sure everyone is now racing to go get their tickets to go see Henry Cavill in the Gray. I don't know. Look, he's a good action star. If he doesn't talk, I mean, dude, he was great in The Witcher because, I mean, you know, he was not required any acting range. He just had to grunt. So it seems like in this one, he just has to talk like, you know, I have a bag. What is the range? I should shoot him. I mean, that is perfect for his acting range. I think that would be good because there are times, I forgot what movie it was, where and Tom Cruise talks about it all the time, where like he did that whole little flip thing with his hands or whatever, with his fists. So okay, yay. That's where it stops. That's where it stops. I don't know. I don't know. I guess women are all just like, oh, I love him. And he's a good looking guy. The dude can't act his way out of a paper bag. I'm dying on this hill. I don't care. I'm dying on this hill. All right, so that is going to be, he reloaded his arms. Yes, that's Dan Henry enters the chat. I saw you earlier, Dan. Sorry. Yeah, he reloads his arms like that was pretty cool. As much as I dislike the guy, that was a pretty sweet like little action. He was like, let's go, baby. I'm going to fight. That was cool. I cannot deny things that when you see them, it's just like, all right, that's pretty dope, man. All right, good job. So, all right, there we go. That is hour one. Dear sweet baby Jesus, hour one is in the books. Hour two is coming up, and I have got Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson. They have a podcast on the iHeartRadio app called The Sixth Bureau. And basically, we're watching all these movies with spies and gunfights and stuff. And they actually found a Chinese spy, and they found his diary, which literally was like Dear Diary. Like, no lie. Like, the dude kept a diary, and apparently he was a habitual gambler, and that's what ended up getting him caught, because he kept a note of all the money he lost and spent and who he owed it to, and then who he met. And he's like, well, I would like to make sure that I get this money back. It's like, don't put it in writing. That's like Spycraft 101. Dear God. All right, so we'll do that next hour. So hour one is done. Hour two is coming up. I guess I'll keep watching that. Is that Barbara Streisand? Good Lord. I don't even know what's going on with the Oscars. Just you look up and it's just random old actors and actresses that are just like, why are you on my TV? You were way past your prime. Get off the TV. Where's the young people? Come on. Yes, I'm an ageist. I don't care. I want to look at good people, not ugly people. That's why I don't look in the mirror. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now...
I have customers out the door!
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Water. You rely on it daily, but what do you really know about it? There is so much more to H2O than you realize. Did you know that tap water provides us with a low-cost way to stay hydrated, public health and fire protection, and nearly every product that we use every day? The more you know about your H2O, the more there is to love. To learn more, visit drinktap.org. This message is brought to you by the American Water Works Association and your local water provider.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO FM, New Orleans, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Trading strikes. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. President Trump is calling on the Iranian regime to surrender, but Iran continues to fire at regional neighbors, including the UAE.
President Trump says Iran is ready for talks to end this war, but Iran's foreign minister disputed that claim, saying not so fast.
We never asked for a ceasefire, and we have never asked even for negotiation. We are ready to defend ourselves as long as it takes.
Now, some think this war is a showdown right now over the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran appears to be holding hostage right now. And Trump appearing to up the ante by threatening to annihilate Harg Island, beginning with strikes Friday night on the Iranian island in the northern Persian Gulf, responsible for 96% of Iran's oil exports.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The partial government shutdown continues to strain TSA, with agents now facing their first missed full paycheck. This as airports across the country continue to face longer security wait times and flight delays. Fox's Madison Scarpino at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
At one point, people were waiting for nearly an hour and a half, and we've been speaking to many people waiting in these lines who are frustrated, antsy, and say this is all unfair. Major airline CEOs are sharing their open letter to Congress, urging them to immediately find a way to fund DHS. They say airlines are doing everything they can to mitigate disruptions by doing things like holding flights for late passengers, rebooking others, but they say it's time for the government to step up.
The partial government shutdown continues as Democrats and Republicans continue to argue over DHS funding. And get those brackets ready. March Madness is underway. The NCAA has announced its 68-team tournament field for men's college basketball. The number 1 seeds are Duke in the East region, Florida in the South, Michigan in the Midwest, and Arizona in the West. America is listening to Fox News.
Our 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards are happening live at South by Southwest.
And the winner is...
Watch live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, free at Veeps.com or the Veeps app. And hear it here at 11 p.m.
Bring the good with avocados from Mexico. Whether you're listening, snacking, or simply enjoying the moment, spark the joy with every bite. Bring the good flavor, rich and craveable.
Avocados from Mexico. Always good.
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Gopher Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Gopher Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got games.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Grigri. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Grigri, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGrigri.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Grigri, where the potions and the programming and the magic's in the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
I'm Anna Navarro, and on my new podcast, Bleep with Anna Navarro, I'm talking to the people closest to the biggest issues happening in your community and around the world. This week, I'm joined by investigative journalist Julie K. Brown. She is the utmost expert on the Epstein files.
The Justice Department, through, I think we counted 4 presidential administrations, failed these victims.
Open your free iHeart app, search Bleep with Anna Navarro, and listen now.
Resistance is futile.
Boldly going where no show has gone before. This is the Week in Geek with David D. Squared, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Heard live on News Talk 99.5 WRNO and the iHeartRadio app. Here's D. Squared.
Greetings, people of Earth! This is the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D. Squared, along with nobody. They all bailed on me because they're I got school. I got work. Well, this is work too, even though I don't pay you. Come on now. Show up to your job that you don't get paid for. All right. So, hour one was jam-packed. Thanks to everybody who's joining in on the chat because they're filling in the slack left by my co-host. We are streaming live on the Facebook page, The Week in Geek Radio Show, but also on Twitch at Twig_radio and on YouTube at Twig Radio. And you got to put that at symbol, at Twig Radio. That's where we're streaming live right now. Now, also... while this has all been going on, I'm just kind of sitting here watching this over to the side. The Oscars are going on, and they're about to. Somebody won. I don't even know who it was because they didn't put it up on the screen, losers. But Pedro Pascal was just up on stage, and he shaved. I didn't even recognize the dude. I don't know. All the guys around the world, you're suddenly safe because he looks like I don't know, some like tween incel. I don't know, because without facial hair, he looks disturbing. But they had Baby Yoda in the crowd. Kate Hudson was sitting next to Baby Yoda in the crowd. So that's probably the best seatmate you could have at the Oscars. Little Baby Yoda. Is that... There's so many stupid celebrities. I don't know who the hell they are. But... looking over at the Oscars that have already thus been won, for Best Animated Feature, K-Pop Demon Hunters won. Look, I loved K-Pop Demon Hunters. I ain't gonna lie. That show had no business being as good as it was. The music had no business being as good as it was. It was a really great show, and it just took the entire, I don't know, world by storm. So K-Pop Demon Hunters actually winning. That's pretty awesome for Best Animated Feature. Best Original Screenplay goes to Ryan Coogler, duly warranted for Sinners. And they had Marty Supreme, and also I think, was Frankenstein in there? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Best Adapted. Oh wait, the music died. Hold up. Hey band, strike it up again. Come on, we got a show to do. There you go. All right, so Best Adapted Screenplay. So yeah, Frankenstein was up for that. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which is the greatest movie I'd seen in a long time. I mean, dude, Oscar Isaac was phenomenal in that. They just the set pieces. It was just a great adaptation of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. But One Battle After Another one, written by Paul Thomas Anderson. And then Best Supporting Actress. This is friggin' great. And Amy Madigan from Weapons. She played the creepy old lady with all the lipstick and the hair and all that. If you haven't seen Weapons, holy crap, you got to go watch that. Yes, K-Pop Demon Hunters. Don Cooper's a jerk. You stop that. Don't throw up emojis for K-Pop Demon Hunter. Says the guy who wears My Little Pony t-shirts. Step off, Don. I know where you live, pal. All right, so... kind of geek related. Been watching anime since the 70s. Star Blazers. Oh yeah, well I guess Voltron. I don't know if that counts. I mean, Speed Racer was technically anime too. I mean, I didn't know it was. So, but yeah, Star Blazers. That's a good one. Best Supporting Actor. Jesus, he looks like a shriveled prune. But Sean Penn in One Battle After Another. I haven't seen that. I had no urge to see that. I like Leo. There's nothing against Leonardo DiCaprio. The movie just was kind of like, I don't know, it did not interest me at all. So we still got Best Actor and Best Actress. So you got Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Emma Stone for Begonia. I need to see Begonia. I really need to see Begonia because it just looks just off the wall weird. So I guess that's technically sort of in my wheelhouse. If it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'll probably like it. That's usually how it goes. And we still got Best Director. Coogler should just win that. Just give Coogler the rest of them. Best Picture should go to Sinners. Let's see. Yeah, and those are the last ones. So we're in the final hour of our show, but also the final hour of the Oscars. So that is your Oscars update. I know I say I don't care, but here I am just talking about the Oscars. See, stupid Hollywood. They got their claws sunk into me. So, well. All right. So, where was I? I think I was here we go. All right, so I'm trying to remember when Fan Expo NOLA was. It was like a month or two ago, maybe 2 months ago. And I interviewed James Marsters, who from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Spike, and James Marsters. And what's funny though is that when I did his panel, so we're up on stage and I'm asking about a whole bunch of stuff, and he was great. Oh, they dropped the trailer for Mando and Grogu. Oh, they did. Son of a biscuit. Oh my God, it looks like it's new stuff too. Oh God, this is what ADD sounds like on the radio, folks. Holy guacamole. All right, so looks like they dropped a new trailer. Sigourney Weaver. Well, no, some of this stuff doesn't look new. Oh, baby Yoda sneezing with snow on him. That's new. Oh, whoa, what is that? Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to have to pull this trailer up in the next break. Jesus. Okay, sorry, squirrel. James Marsters. James Marsters from Buffy. So Sunnydale has been in production and been teased for quite some time now, but apparently Sarah Michelle Gellar confirms today via Instagram that Sunnydale, the continuation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, is no more. It is kaput. It is dead. Dan's like, you really do need co-hosts. I know. Look, you have to be understanding of your own personality and what you're doing on the radio, because when you're so easily distracted as I am, it doesn't take much to get me off topic. So back to topics. Yeah, I'm distracted by the chat. So dear Lord, now I forgot where I was at. Oh yeah. So no more Buffy, which kind of sucks too, because James Marsters was actually quite excited about it, because we talked a little bit about it backstage, and I was kind of like, so I know you can't really ask. I said, I'm going to ask you once we're on stage. And he goes, well, look, and he had said some stuff in the press where, in essence, he was going to have some involvement, either via flashback or something. And so he was excited to kind of step back into Spike's shoes again, and just, because he had such a great story arc in that. And so it does kind of suck, and I don't know what's going on. I think Hulu, the problem is with Hulu getting bought out by Disney, part of FX and all that jazz, that it puts Alien Earth up in the air as to whether or not we'll ever get a second season of that. It better not fall into Firefly territory, because I will lose my freaking mind if we don't get Alien Earth a second season, because Alien finally sort of figured it out that you don't have to only use the xenomorphs. It's a giant wide galaxy out there, and they adopted a sweet ass version of just like body horror, where you've got that weird ass eyeball that just jumps into people, and this, you got a crazy sheep trying to murder people. I mean, who had it on their bingo card? Get murdered by a sheep. Well, somebody put it on their bingo card in Alien Earth. But Hulu, having been bought out, a lot of their series are now in doubt. And this, I think, might be one of the first ones to probably get the axe. And I find it interesting that it's one that had such a huge fan following, because at some point you need to score wins if you're going to be producing all these shows and streaming options. You have to have some wins, otherwise you are not going to make money. Nobody's going to subscribe to your stupid channel if all you're doing is art house films. Okay, maybe the art house majors will, but the general, John and Jane Doe across the country are not going to be interested in some of the above board fare that we there's a reason we go to the movies and eat popcorn, because we like to be entertained, and we like lowbrow entertainment or stuff that doesn't make us have to think too friggin' hard. So it does suck that that's what's going on. So I'm not sure. We've talked a little bit about what's going on with Hulu and Fox and Disney. I mean, they're just buying everything up. And we just had the thing with Warner Brothers. So Discovery. It's going to come down to the streaming wars. It's going to be like Taco Bell versus McDonald's, and it's going to be just a throwdown of who wins, and they're going to buy their own mercenary armies, and then, they'll put additives in the food, and then we'll just, have chaos on the streets. And actually, it sounds like a good time. All right, when we come back, oh, God, I hate that guy. I'm not even going to say his name. I hate that dude with a passion. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO, and I found out when Firefly is going to be set. I was doing some digging during the break, and I found out when it's going to be set. I'll tell you that on the other side of the break. That's called the tease. This is the Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans is approaching a major milestone. 1 million students served. For 70 years, we've empowered youth with the skills to succeed in work and life. From financial literacy to career readiness, Junior Achievement is shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Now, with your help, we can reach the next million students. Donate today to build a stronger future for generations to come. Visit jagno.org to learn more.
Finally, mortgage rates have started to recede. This is Dwayne Stein of Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam, where we stir together rates, real estate, and smart home financing moves. If you bought a home in the last 3 years, listen up. With receding rates, this may be a real opportunity to refinance. Lowering your rate could reduce your monthly payment, freeing up cash, or getting rid of some of that unwanted debt, or paying off your home faster. So don't wait for headlines to tell you what to do. Let's get ahead of it. Visit MortgageGumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful.
For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard. Losing a loved one is never easy, and handling the legal side of things can feel overwhelming. At my law firm, we help surviving spouses and heirs navigate the succession process with clear steps, sound guidance, and a pace that works for you. We're here to help you take the next step with care, clarity, and experience that make it manageable. Visit wjblanchardlaw.com today to get started. What's your plan? Offices in Metairie and Mandeville. Filing number LA 2519458.
This St. Patrick's Day weekend, let's keep our communities safe from drunk driving. If you celebrate a little too much, don't rely on the luck of the Irish. Use a rideshare or a designated driver from your friends at iHeartMedia and Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers.
You know those arguments you have with your friends in a group chat or barbershop about who is the best shooter, best scorer, or who has the best handles of all time? Well, now imagine one of your buddies is an 11-year vet in the NBA who has not only played against the game's best, but has a backstory to validate those debates.
I'm Seth Curry, guard for the Charlotte Hornets, and our new podcast is called GOAT, G-O-T-E, Greatest of Their Era.
I'm Trevon Edwards. Join the discussion with me, Seth, and some special guests.
We will break down who is the greatest of their era in all the categories that you care about, like clutch shooter, lockdown defender, and one-on-one scorer.
Listen to GOAT, G-O-T-E, Greatest of Their Era on the iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared, with Dan, Don, and Eric and Carl are my co-hosts tonight via the streaming chat because I do need co-hosts. I got way too much ADD for this stuff. So before I went to break, we were talking about Firefly. I've been talking about Firefly because Nathan Fillion dropped that whole thing where he's like, it's happening and it's going to be an animated cartoon. But apparently he gave a note to the press, and it is going to be set between the show and the movie. And he wants to, let's see, where was the direct quote? So they want to, son of a biscuit. Where is it? Oh, well, I can't find it now. But in essence, basically, they want to reestablish the dynamic of their cast. So they want to make sure everybody's still, you pick up where they left off between the show but before the movie. So Wash is alive. So I guess they'll either have to recast Book, at least his voice at least. And but no, so yeah, I guess it'll be seasons 2 and 3 and 4, whatever they had cooked up in their heads, and they'll do that. So now we know. So yeah, Alan Tudyk will be in it. So that's good. But yeah, when I was looking at the still they had of the artwork or the renderings of them, Wash wasn't in it. So I was just like, okay, this is not cool. So all right, there you go. That's what's up with that. All right, I need to talk about Star Trek Starfleet Academy. The finale has happened, and so all right. Oh, Star Trek, what have you done? Y'all had such good favor going into this, and you just squandered so much goodwill you had. It was like every other episode. It's like every third episode was good, and then that was it. I mean, there was just too much childhood drama, too much. I guess it was in the name, Starfleet Academy, so it's just a bunch of high schoolers and I guess early pre-college, just like I'm finding myself. I don't care. I don't want you to find yourself. I don't give a rat's ass. I want to see more about just what's going on in the world. And so you had, dude, your boy, Noose Braca. I mean, like, his character was just phenomenal. And it was funny because I guess spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the finale, they do like a mock trial in essence. And they've got this little drone going around and there's this ticker running underneath it. And it's just like, Noose Braca puts the Federation on trial. They are cowering back in their whatever the hell they call it. It was so many hits and misses. Hormones in space. Dan, he's that one-line king, man. And look, I go back to, is it worth my time? Yes or no? I still only watched 4 episodes, 3 and 4, and it turned it off in the middle of the episode. So I'm going to go with maybe if you got some spare time. I don't think you miss a whole lot. They don't really add much new to the series, except that it's like, okay, we're moving onward. One of the best scenes in the finale, Tig Nicotero, who I forgot her character's name, but she is kind of in charge of the cadets, and it's a stereotypical, the school kids save the day. So not only do they save the day, they save the entire Federation. They make the stakes so ridiculously, stupidly high. And it's like, yeah, you're going to tell me a bunch of high schoolers are going to save the universe? My ass, come on. I mean, look, I know it's fantasy and it's science fiction, but come on. Don't press the boundaries that far. There were so many questionable choices in this show. And look, I understand that they want to have representation and things like that, but just to like needle me at the end, I swear to God they did this on purpose. Because look, we had this discussion ad nauseum about the difference between a kilt and a skirt. A kilt that you would wear in a battle and a skirt that you would wear to school. And they got my Klingon in a friggin' skirt. Because at the end, they show all the other girls who are wearing skirts. Wearing skirts, mind you, not kilts, not battle, skirts. Just why? Just why? It's like they just want to poke you in the eye. I know I get angry at the stupidest things, but it's like, for the love of God, it's a warrior race. I'm sure some of them, swing the other way, but they're friggin' warriors. I mean, I know quite a lot of bears. I wouldn't fight them. And gee, if they're going to wear some, they normally rock kilts, and then you get the answer you never want to know if they're rocking it regimental, and if you're unlucky, you find out and you see. But that's where I think that's what just pisses me off, is just those small little choices that turn off a lot of people. Like, I still watch it. I found it stupid as hell that they made that character choice because he talks like this. there's a difference between a kilt and a skirt. And it's just like, man, I don't know. Maybe I'm old, get off my lawn kind of stuff, and I understand the representation, but for the love of God, man, like seriously, why? And then to have it lined up with all the other girls, I'm just like, man, it just really pissed me off, man. Itty bitty. He wore an itty bitty. All right, stop it. Okay. Season 2 has already been recorded from what I've read. I don't know. So Strange New Worlds is already done. So there are currently no Star Trek properties in production as we speak. Nothing is being created, written, drawn. So Lower Decks is not. I don't know what's the status of Lower Decks because I just never really got around to watching it or caring a whole lot. But Strange New Worlds, I mean, it's done because it was their final season. We knew that coming here, and I think everybody was pinning a lot of hopes on. Damn it, Eric! They were pinning a lot of hopes on Starfleet Academy, and it seems like he was going to do a Britney Spears "Hit Me Baby One More Time" in those platform shoes. I forgot about the shoes. God damn it, Eric. Yeah, good Lord. Oh, God. He's the Elton John of the Klingon Empire. That's what he is, man. Oh, my God. So this was their hope, I think. They were trying to, and Holly Hunter did a good job. A lot of people were ragging on her for, she's sitting in the captain's chair wrong. I'm like, okay, that's where, here I am complaining about a skirt and other people are complaining about how she sits in a chair. But still, it was just like so many questionable choices as if they were just trying to push the envelope for no particular reason. And Star Trek has always pushed the envelope. First interracial kiss, all these things that made people clutch their pearls in the 70s. So yes, I get it. But sometimes it's just like, what, you're just doing this just to be contrary, to be like, oh, look how many people we pissed off. Clearly, they have an agenda if they're upset about something. You can be upset about something, not have an agenda, and not be biased. Just say it. I mean, it's like, put him in a kilt. That's all I'm saying. Jesus God. Hit me, baby, one more time. All right, so there we go. The finale, it's over. Whether or not the second season's been recorded or not, I cannot tell you. I had not heard that, Carl, so maybe it is the case. I'll look into it. So if we get a second season, I don't know. I mean, Paramount is getting bought out, so we'll see what happens with that. And School Spirits, that's actually a pretty good show, but then they started doing all this other weird stuff for me. It's like they just, I think I'm officially old because now I'm just complaining about old people stuff. All right, it's happened. Damn it to hell. Now that Dean's 13 now, I guess, I'm just like, get off my lawn. All right, when we come back, we are going to listen to two fine gentlemen by the name of Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson from the Sixth Bureau podcast. Look, I don't always recommend podcasts because, we're iHeart, the home of podcasts. You can, if you want a podcast, you can find a podcast on iHeart. But every now and again, I talk to somebody, and these guys were, interesting. And sometimes you get people that do these podcasts that are completely uninteresting and, basically like, I need to go to sleep early. Let me listen to this crappy podcast where they lull you to sleep. They even like recreate. It was, I guess the best way to put it is it was almost like a true crime podcast, but for dudes. Okay, does that make sense? A true crime podcast for dudes. There we go. All right, so that's what's coming up next right here on The Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
News Talk 99.5 WRNO comes from the Mortgage Gumbo Studios.
Your locally trusted home loan lender, MortgageGumbo.com.
Serving the Louisiana hobby and games community for over 12 years, Gopher Games has prided itself on offering the very best in personalized customer service, unique experience-based events, and premium amenities for our Gopher Academy members, such as after-hours private gaming space, full immersion RPG room, rotating board game library, and coming soon a video game arcade. So join the Gopher community at 4953 West Napoleon Avenue. For more info, go to gophergamesnola.com or the Gopher Discord. Gopher Games, where you got game.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Get ready to unleash your potential at CrossFit Grigri. Are you tired of ordinary gyms? Say hello to extraordinary results. At CrossFit Grigri, we're not just a gym, we're a family. Join our community of passionate individuals who seek to better themselves, help those around them, and find enjoyment in doing both. Experience personalized training, expert coaching, and a supportive environment that fuels your fitness journey. Learn more at CrossFitGrigri.com or follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook. CrossFit Grigri, where the potions in the programming and the magic's in the community.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
Slam dunk deals and buzzer-beating savings happening now at Premier Volkswagen of Harvey. Drive to the hoop in a new 2026 Volkswagen Atlas with available 0% APR financing for up to 60 months or $3,000 customer cash. That's 0% financing on the award-winning Atlas, a class leader in technology and safety, or big savings with $3,000 customer cash. Or enjoy great lease specials on the 2026 Volkswagen Jetta S. Only $249 a month on a new 26 Jetta, maximizing style and performance inside and out. Only $249 a month for a 2026 Jetta compact sedan. Plus, every new Volkswagen comes with a warranty for life. Get your slam dunk deal on Premier Style and Engineering because the West Bank is the best bank at Premier Volkswagen of Harvey and PremierVHHarvey.com.
0% for 60 months available through Volkswagen Financial Services with Proof Credit. Monthly payment of $16.66 per 1,000 finance. Offers are mutually exclusive. Volkswagen will apply a $3,000 customer bonus when you lease or purchase a new, unused 2026 Atlas. Bonus applied towards lease or purchase and is not redeemable for cash. 2026 Jetta S lease for $249 monthly payment. $3,999 due at signing. Includes first monthly payment. Customer down payment. Excludes tax, title, license. 7,500 miles per year. Excessive mileage charge of 20 cents per mile. Lease through Volkswagen Financial Services with Proof Credit. Zero security deposit. Offer expires 3/2/26.
The world's best bull riders. One shot, 8 seconds, no mercy. The rankest bulls in the sport are waiting. This is professional bull riding. Watch it live as we unleash the beast. This weekend from Indianapolis, only on Paramount Plus.
These days, it's getting harder and harder to trust what you're seeing. Who made it? Is it real? But with iHeart, everything you hear is guaranteed human. That's why 78% of listeners trust their favorite radio host's product recommendations. And if you own or manage a business here or need to drive sales, that trust goes a long way in creating your future customers. Make iHeartMedia a part of your 2026 plan today. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. Again, that's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Like them on Facebook at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back into The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host, D Squared. Let's go to the guest line, a brand new podcast dropping on the iHeartRadio app, and to talk about it from Bloomberg Businesswork, Bloomberg News, Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
Doing well.
Doing great, David.
All right, so Drake, let's start off with you. The Sixth Bureau is your newest podcast that just dropped now. We're on episode 2, and it's all about the MSS and the investigative arm of China. So talk about the Sixth Bureau, man.
Well, the MSS is the Ministry of State Security. It's a spy agency. It's probably the most important spy agency that people haven't heard of here in the U.S. It's the main intelligence arm of China. And they do all sorts of things that, the CIA does, the KGB, normal spy agency stuff. But they have this other responsibility, which is stealing trade secrets. They take stuff from companies and give it to Chinese companies to basically help them catch up and surpass their competitors here in the West.
So our guy that we focused on, an MSS officer named Xu Yanjun, he was after aviation secrets. In particular, he was trying to figure out how companies like GE Aviation and Pratt & Whitney make their most advanced commercial jet engines. Because as it happens, that's something that's been really hard for China to figure out how to do. They've caught up in all sorts of ways. You talk about electric vehicles or phones or networking equipment or whatever. Jet engines so far have been different. So that's what he was after.
So now, Jordan, apparently y'all got some bevy of information, like basically like his diaries, his personal recordings, like a spy leaving Post-it notes everywhere. Like what the hell was he thinking, man?
Yeah, it's truly a one-of-a-kind case in so many ways. And yeah, we did, so the backstory of this guy, Xu Yanjun, he's an MSS officer. His job, as Drake said, is stealing trade secrets. He does a lot of normal spy stuff, but he also does this additional things. And he kept a diary. There's no other way to put it. He kept a diary, and he kept it in his iPhone in the calendar function, and he recorded there his kind of innermost personal and professional thoughts. And when he gets arrested, he's arrested as part of this incredible sting operation by the FBI. He's lured out of China. He's arrested in Belgium, extradited to the U.S. It's the first time ever a Chinese MSS officer has been arrested and tried in the U.S. for these kinds of things. And so it's a one-of-a-kind case in that regard. But to your point, David, it's a one-of-a-kind case in a different regard as well, which is that he kept a record, a diary of almost everything he did in his personal and professional life. The FBI got it, and then we got it. So this podcast, The Sixth Bureau, this is built largely around not only these diary entries that Xu Yanjun made, which are incredible, but also these recordings. He was kind of a hoarder. He recorded lots and lots of conversations that were secretly recorded. He was not supposed to be doing this. And we got some of those as well. So it really is an exceptional case. It gives you a window into Chinese espionage and this very peculiar form of Chinese espionage involving industrial espionage, trade secret theft.
So either of y'all can take this, because I was kind of really intrigued by the whole, I guess what the FBI recordings of him getting in the car with him, and then later on Arthur Gao with the Honeywell stuff, and the guy just leaves the tape running. But what do y'all talk about the FBI? Because I thought that one was really cool because it had that whole like crime drama, like chung chung, like that was going to be happening right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I think to give credit where credit's due, it's a pretty exceptional sting operation they managed to pull off with this guy. And just to give a little bit of a spoiler away, like they basically run a double agent operation against Xu. And they basically they find someone that he's trying to develop as a source here in the U.S., an aviation engineer who's working on some very sort of advanced stuff at GE Aviation. And they basically convince him to pretend to be interested in working with the MSS and to kind of string them along and say, sure, I'll come back to China. I'm going to what do you want from me? I can give you this. I can give you that. And basically using that as bait, using this guy as bait, they sort of gradually and painstakingly convince this MSS officer to do something pretty reckless, which is to leave China. Like inside China, an MSS officer has an enormous amount of sort of impunity and power. But once they leave, it's a different story. And so that's how they get him on the X and manage to arrest him.
And so I guess in the second episode that Arthur Gao with Honeywell, they're luring him over. And who was the guy y'all had from the CIA where basically like they're talking about how find out what they need and then exploit the snot out of it.
Yeah, that's James Olsen. So as part of our series, we've interviewed a lot of people, including the FBI agents who were involved in this pretty incredible operation. And the person you're referring to, David, is a guy named James Olsen. He was the former head of counterintelligence for the entire CIA. Like, this is a guy who knows what spies do, both how to do espionage and how to catch spies, right? So on both sides. And, what we learned through the Xu Yanjun case is like, most of these China cases that you'll see in the news do not involve the actual operator of these intelligence operations. Most of the time, what you'll see are some employee of a company who might have been induced to steal their employer's trade secrets. They get arrested. They'll usually strike some kind of plea deal. They may not even go to jail. You almost never get the actual intelligence officer running the operation. In this case, they did. The FBI did. And what James Olson describes is kind of like you start to see kind of the human aspect of these operations. Like we talk a lot about technology and hacking, and that's all part of the story as well. But at its core, what Xu Yanjun was doing, he was recruiting sources, human sources, trying to get people to divulge things from their employers that they are not supposed to give away. And if he can't get it through kind of like the easy way, he'll do it the hard way, which is like, well, we'll hack your computer and we'll do things that way. So, but the human aspect is at the core of what spies do, and you see that in this story. It's technical in some ways, but really at the bottom of it, it's a human story.
I've been digging it so far. So what do we have on the horizon, Drake? What's the next few episodes going to be? How deep does this baby go, man?
Well, so if you listen through episode 2, you're about to meet the guy that ends up being the double agent, and you're about to sort of learn how the whole thing starts, and then we're going to take you through this this very kind of incredible operation to convince Xu Yanjun to take this risk and leave China, and then we're going to follow him through his trial and beyond, up to where we think he is today, actually.
Oh, man. All right, so final question. Harvard AI software, they were looking for ETs, and apparently China the MSS has been looking for it. What do y'all know about it?
So, David, so what you're referring to is a story that Drake and I did apart from this podcast about a Harvard effort to develop AI to look for signs of alien life. It's also an incredible project. And, kind of what that project is looking for is saying, we've had decades of reporting and of witness reports of UFOs. And what a small team of researchers at Harvard has decided to do is to say, why don't we study this like any other scientific inquiry?
Right.
Why don't we set up sensors and build AI and look at the skies and try to figure out and try to gather evidence about this phenomenon? And they make a very compelling argument for why this phenomena should be studied as a scientific phenomenon.
Right.
And if after 50 years, the community has studied it and found nothing, well, then they found nothing. But if they find something, imagine. Right? Imagine what that could look like. And so that's what's animating that research effort at Harvard, which, again, I mean, it's totally separate from the China thing, but it's also equally fascinating, and also speaks to issues of national security,
right.
Technology, and kind of secrets,
There you go, gentlemen. I appreciate your time today. The Sixth Bureau is out now on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to the next pod.
Thanks, you, David.
That was Drake Bennett and Jordan Robertson. Yeah, and I had to ask them about the whole alien thing too, because one of the things that I took away from that interview and the podcast was just the amount of stuff of what China's trying to do and what we're always like, oh, Russia influenced elections, China influenced elections. That seems to be like the whole red herring, because they don't care about that crap. They want to know basically jet engines. They cannot figure out for the life of them how to make jet engines. So that's why they usually just end up stealing parts and just trying to recreate them. But like Boeing, etc., our American companies keep those under lock and key. And so, I mean, the fact that it's still going on, and it's really under a lot of people's noses. I found that the most enlightening thing about this podcast. So maybe I'm a giant nerd. Well, there's no maybe. I'm a giant nerd, and I just find these things interesting. So I thought I would share that with you guys. All right, before we take our last break of the night, Friday the 13th. Yeah. We've already had 2 this year, y'all, and we got a third one coming up in friggin' November. Like, I have literal triskaidekaphobia. That's what it's called. Triskaidekaphobia. The number 13, I hate it with a passion. Whenever it comes up, bad juju happens for me. So, literally, the past 2 Friday the 13th, I've made sure to not leave my friggin' house. I stay home. I use a minimal amount of electricity because I don't need to deal with the whole, final destination where death's going to try to kill me on Friday the 13th. I'm just going to sit in my little recliner chair and just watch TV and make sure nothing electronic or electrical is near me. But Friday the 13th... This is my long roundabout way to get to this. We got some first looks at Crystal Lake, the TV series that's going to be coming out. We still don't have a real date on it, but the pictures are basically, a couple of dead campers' legs, a mist fog shrouded lake with the little diving boards, and then a sweater-clad arm wielding a bloody knife. So apparently this is going to be kind of set in the pre-Jason, basically his mother who's doing the killing. So this will be interesting because we've got a lot of shows that have sort of found new life really in the streaming platforms, like, the Scream, etc., Interview with a Vampire, like the TV series, like HBO's Welcome to Derry with it. So, hopefully it'll be good. Worst case scenario, it's not, and we just move on with our lives. So, that's But so when we come back, we got two more things we got to talk about. Daredevil starts on March 24th. So 9 days, if that? Yeah, 9 days. 5 + 4 is 9. Yes, 9 days. And then the Lanterns trailer, which dropped about 2 weeks ago. We never got around to it because we were at CoastCon, so I never really got a chance to talk about that. So we'll talk about that when we come back for the last segment of tonight's show. Oh, and also this came from my son, Dean. He sent me this link. Xbox teases Project Helix. What the heck is the Project Helix? Well, we'll find out on the other side of the break. This is The Week in Geek with D Squared on News Talk 99.5 WRNO.
Junior Achievement of Greater New Orleans is approaching a major milestone. 1 million students served. For 70 years, we've empowered youth with the skills to succeed in work and life. From financial literacy to career readiness, Junior Achievement is shaping tomorrow's leaders today. Now, with your help, we can reach the next million students. Donate today to build a stronger future for generations to come. Visit jagno.org to learn more.
Finally, mortgage rates have started to recede. This is Dwayne Stein of Mortgage Gumbo Dad Cam, where we stir together rates, real estate, and smart home financing moves. If you bought a home in the last 3 years, listen up. With receding rates, this may be a real opportunity to refinance. Lowering your rate could reduce your monthly payment, freeing up cash, or getting rid of some of that unwanted debt, or paying off your home faster. So don't wait for headlines to tell you what to do. Let's get ahead of it. Visit MortgageGumbo.com.
Hey, Louisiana, how are you stopping litter?
In Terrebonne Parish, we put our trash in a bag and never out the car window.
In Bienville, we bag it, tie it, and put a lid on it.
We keep litter out of our lakes in Lafayette.
And in Calcasieu Parish, we keep our roads clean by clearing out our truck beds and securing our loads.
We need every person in every parish to stop littering and keep Louisiana beautiful.
For more litter prevention tips, visit letlouisianashine.org.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Lieutenant Governor's Office and Keep Louisiana Beautiful.
Hi, I'm Wes Blanchard. Losing a loved one is never easy, and handling the legal side of things can feel overwhelming. At my law firm, we help surviving spouses and heirs navigate the succession process with clear steps, sound guidance, and a pace that works for you. We're here to help you take the next step with care, clarity, and experience that make it manageable. Visit wjblanchardlaw.com today to get started. What's your plan? Offices in Metairie and Mandeville. Filing number LA 2519458.
You ever wonder how far an EV can take you on one charge? Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff no problem. Go to work, grab the kids at school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws in the next county. But they don't need to know that. And the best part, you won't have to buy gas at all. The way forward is electric. Explore EVs that fit your life at electricforall.org.
Are you confused about your financial options? You're not alone. Wealth Builders is here to help. Anthony Kangemi helps explain complex financial concepts in a clear and concise way. Tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. on News Talk 99.5.
Make WRNO your #1 preset on our free iHeartRadio app, powered by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers. Call 444-4444.
That's 444-4444.
Non-attorney spokesperson, Chad Dudley, New Orleans. Welcome back to The Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. Don't forget you can listen to previous episodes on the iHeartRadio app at The Week in Geek Radio Show. Here's D Squared.
Welcome back in to the Week in Geek, your source for geek and pop culture news that's trending now. I'm your host D Squared, along with my friends on the chatbot over here on the Week in Geek radio show Facebook page where we're streaming live. Of course, also on the Twitch stream, Twig_radio, and also on YouTube at Twig Radio. You got to put the little @ sign at Twig Radio. We're streaming there live. So there you go. That's what we got going on. Now, during the break, I was looking at something and I completely forgot about one of these things. So Daredevil dropped a new trailer, and Daredevil's just 9 days away. I gotta say, like, I mean, dude, I interviewed Charlie Cox about 2 months ago. He didn't give me anything about Daredevil, except that he's not going to be wearing that ugly mustard yellow suit anymore. Thank God, he's rocking the dark black outfit for this one. But here, let's take a listen.
As we speak, our enemies are assembling.
Jesus, what the hell?
Whatever happens tonight, I will stand and
Jessica Jones. Oh. Did he just kill that dude with a fork?
stop him? Not alone.
Nah. So Jessica Jones is coming back. I mean, we got all it's like they're getting the whole band back together. Hopefully Luke Cage will make an appearance. They can keep Iron Fist. I don't really want to see Iron Fist anymore. Just so all by myself. There you go, Don. See, like, don't put these ideas into my head. See, this is what happens. They're influencing the show unduly because I don't have any. I have no training wheels tonight. I don't have DJ or Scungy to rein my ass in, and this is what happens. It's like a buckshot of information. At the end, you just kind of grab all the little BBs and put it together. Maybe you get an image of what's going on in my brain. All right, so Lanterns. I can't play the trailer because they curse in it, but this one is a more grounded one. If you've seen the trailer, I'll just mute it and play it in the background. But so if you've seen the trailer, basically they're not rocking the green suits. There's just a little ring. It seems like he's flying without the power of green juju juice, and he's just kind of floating off into the air to fly. But Hal Jordan is training his successor, and Hal Jordan seems to be a very, I don't know, Mel Gibson-ish, I got nothing to live for. I'm just old, and I'm getting too old. It's like they merged both both the characters from oh my God, Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this crap. But this is a more grounded, I think. And this is really probably why it's more grounded and more like a detective show, because they ain't got the budget, because they can't afford the CGI. So they're like, here, we'll have a few explosions here or there, but it's not going to be a solid comic book type TV show. There does not seem to be a whole lot of high flying sort of green clad action. You see a picture of his suit in the back. So it's like, fortunately, it's not kind of like what Ryan Reynolds did, where he puts on the ring and thinks of a suit, and it's just like skin tight and weird and disturbing and off-putting. This seems like a rather like a leather number. I don't know. Maybe he's just got a leather kink fetish. I don't know. Maybe, but it looks like that's his uniform. That's all I'm saying. But this is more of a murder mystery sort of thing that happens to have superheroes in it, I believe. That's kind of what I think they're going for. So, I mean, this is still part of the new era of DC. I mean, we still got, the Supergirl movie coming up. Man of Tomorrow is going to be after all that. So, I have hopes for this stuff. I'm not going to lose any sleep if some of the stuff's not good. I'll be pissed if Daredevil's not good. I mean, but Daredevil's already kind of got me in the bag. But Lanterns comes out in August, so that one is one of those, let's just sort of wait and see. And if we like it, great. If we don't, well, they don't make another, they make another one. Or they just drop it in a movie somewhere. I think that's kind of, I don't think they're trying to rebuild the Justice League as it was, because they went that route and it just did not work. So if you do a more organic approach like Marvel did, where they just threw in Iron Man, here's an Iron Man movie, here's a Thor movie. We'll put an end credit scene teasing, the Avenger initiative and see what people say. People lost their damn minds, and so they're like, okay, we're on to something. So if you do a slow burn, a slow build to it, and get people invested, okay, maybe you might have a shot. All right, one final story before we call it a night. As you know, Spencer stepped down from running Xbox, Microsoft, etc., and he's got the new Asha person is in charge. So this is from Xbox. So Team Xbox is now they have committed to a return of Xbox, including Project Helix. That's the code name for their next generation console. So the rumors were that with Spencer stepping down, that they were going to get out of the console wars, and they were just going to try to, I don't know what the hell they were going to focus on, but it was just like, yeah, we're done. But apparently they are not done. They're doubling down. They're saying they were going to put out a new next generation console, but this one will also be able to play PC games. So which means you could potentially have your Steam account on the Xbox and play the PC games that you normally wouldn't be able to play. Like me, I don't have a PC because I'm broke as heck. So I don't have a PC. I got my Xbox. I love my Xbox, and that's what I use my Xbox for. So I would prefer if they came out with another console where I could do that stuff. That would be interesting and fun for me, where I could play some other games. But hell, man, we're adults. Sometimes it's hard to find the time to get. It's almost like trying to pick a Netflix movie. I'll sit there and scroll through the Netflix movies for like 20 minutes thinking, oh, maybe I'll watch this, maybe I'll watch that. I've done that with Game Pass so many times I've lost count, where I just start scrolling through the Game Pass menu going, okay, that game, okay, so I'll download it. I got RoboCop downloaded. I got Harry Potter downloaded. I've downloaded some game called Commandos. And then I ended up in my infinite stupidity, I found a turn-based combat game called France Classified, which is basically a World War II, turn-based strategy game. And so I paid $10 for that when I have like hundreds upon hundreds of free games. So, somebody make that make sense. But Project Helix is basically going to be, I think, their last hurrah, and that's going to be it for their consoles, perhaps. And then we'll just see what happens for there. All right, that is going to do it for tonight's show. Hell's bells. I want to thank my co-hosts for tonight's show on the Facebook page, the Week in Geek Radio Show, where we were streaming live. Thanks to Don, Dan, Eric, Carl. Thanks, guys, for trying to keep the training wheels on me. I think we succeeded. We made it through 2 hours, so yay, us. All right, next week, we'll see if Scungy's back. I don't know. He was complaining. I got a lot of work. And I don't know, some guy just won an editing Oscar, and that's what DJ's at home doing film editing. So I don't know, maybe he'll be back too. We'll see. If not, join us here on the Week in Geek Facebook page or on Twitch at Twig_radio and on YouTube at Twig Radio. And till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high.
This is Jim.
Hello.
Jim started advertising with iHeartRadio way back in April. And now...
I have customers out the door!
And this is Sarah.
Hi.
She started putting a portion of her marketing dollars in podcasting back in June.
Business is booming. That's why I'm working on a Saturday.
Want to be like Jim and Sarah? It's easy. All you have to do is own or manage a business and reach out to iHeart. Get started today at 844-844-iHeart or iHeartAdvertising.com.
Yeah, no, I was wrapping stuff up. The Jesus Christ show didn't start, so I don't know if it was a sign from God or not. I'm not sure, but it's playing now. All right. I think I am done. I am tired. So they had the Savannah Bananas were playing down here tonight. Dude, like, it was worse than a Saints game trying to get down to the station. It was insanity down here, and just like a sea of people in yellow. Dean and I watched it on the Disney Channel, or Disney Plus last night. It was streaming because they were here in New Orleans at the Superdome. And my God, dude, I ended up parking down by the World Trade Center. So like when I leave here, I got to walk 3 blocks in the CBD. Yeah, so this may be the last time you see me broadcast. I could be lying dead in the ditch tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see. Fingers crossed. So, all right, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up and get the hell out of here. So, all right, guys, thanks for listening. And we'll try to we'll do the Monster Squad game next week. Dude, like you're talking just about bad luck, man. I wasn't able to do any gaming at or run any games at CoastCon because there wasn't enough people to run a game. Nobody signed up for anything, and then Thursday only Scungy showed up for the G.I. Joe game, and then we had to pull the plug on today's game. So I don't know. Hopefully next Sunday we can play. So we'll see. All right, Carl. Later, guys. Thanks for listening.